Shallows, welcome back, people. It's the Critic Corp. I am Toke, and this is my little video on the Curse, episode 8. Um, I just want to say I'm sorry for giving up the false information on as far as this being the last episode. I could have swore I thought it was only going to be 8, but I guess I believe it's only is really gonna be 10 instead of fucking 8. So that's kind of good for, to me at least, because in my opinion, because I feel like this show's just now beginning to really open up and become, more interesting. And I'm loving it more and more as it escalates towards becoming more of a Whitney show than a Asher show. Because in the beginning it kind of portrayed as more as Asher being the main focus of the show, and Whitney being the side character, the supporting actress. And now is a complete 360, and it is just wild. It's wild. This episode starts off even wild with these kids going into the fucking, the jean store, stealing more jeans, and then Fernando pulling up to Whitney's and Asher's crib with men and guns, just fed up with the whole theft thing, and snapping on them about how they were supposed to make Espanola a better place. And Whitney's just like trying to reason with him and explain how this is the best choice to go about things. And Asher, like I said, I feel bad for Asher because he's completely oblivious to this. He, like, the whole situation, he's just confused. He's left out. And once Fernando leaves, once Asher escorts him out and shit, Whitney proceeds to, go on about making another rash decision without Asher. Like I said, she doesn't really care what he contributes to the show anymore, and it really shows, because she's saying how she's going to get Dougie to, finish up with the start and finish the recordings of the little of all the shop, all the shops, that whole little strip, marking shopping strip or whatever, that got the coffee place and all that in, and then begin to charge them rent, and just just say fuck off and get the fuck on with the shit. And Asher's, he's not on board with it. He feels like it's another way to go about it, and it's going to become or seem as a lie to people like Fernando about promising him a job and all this shit, and she just sasses him and fucking mods him, and continues to just like pretty much ignore what he says and proceeds about her day. And he's just left in just pure shock and just confused as to like who is this woman? This is not the woman I married. This is a complete different Whitney. And it's fucking, it's sad. It's sad for Asher, kinda, because he's really trying. It's just fucking, things are not going the way that he imagined it. And then this episode, escalates even more for Asher and his whole mental state. Because then, on top of that, he ends up, doing his following through with his little solo video with Dougie, and Dougie digs deep, cuts deep into him, like with a whole bunch of just questions that aren't really relevant to the show, and just like Dougie just continues to like really pick at Asher and nitpick to how he you know answers certain questions that Dougie presents him with, and you can just tell Asher's like starting to starting to affect him. He's starting to begin to it's starting to begin to become a little wear and tear on him, and that leads to their little guys' night that Asher, fucking presents to him, by saying, "I'll, what you doing tonight? I'll buy food, go out some drinks, shit like that." On the guys' night, there, you could tell that Dougie is like, he's just milking this shit at this point. He's really not trying to be friends with Asher anymore like he was in the beginning. He can care less. He's just like, whatever at this point, and just being a pure fuckboy, or Asher's being a pure fuckboy is a pure fuckboy for him, in a sense, and they end up having drinks on top of drinks. Dougie ends up fucking telling him he'll stop drinking, he'll drive and all this shit, and then he goes behind Asher's back and orders a fucking rum and coke as he's asking for for them to give him a to-go box for their food. This roasted chicken that he also was poking fun at Asher about, as far as the curse and shit that he ordered, because he ordered the roasted chicken and shit. And then when they're at the store getting these batteries, because Asher ends up getting a call or a text from fucking Nyla's dad about the smoke detectors, Absher or whatever, about the smoke detectors and how they're broken, making noise, need to be fixed. And so they end up, Dougie ends up saying, I'll take you over there, fuck it, I'll indulge in this foolery, because I really want to see the girl that cursed you and try and get her to curse me. And while they're at the store, he fucking pulls out this gay magazine, buys it, acts like it's for Asher, just fucking telling dude at the register, like, oh yeah, he tries to hide it, all this shit. Like I said, it's just pure entertainment. Asher's just pure entertainment for Dougie now at this point. Like, yeah, they were friends, but it's kind of a dying friendship that they have. Is trying to water dead plants, and so yeah, when they get to the house, Asher's begging him. Asher's like pleading with him, like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, like, and fucking Dougie, that's who he is. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. We're about to try and do this shit. He starts crying at Nyla, trying to attempt to get her to, curse him. All this shit ends up escalating to her being scared and screaming for her dad's help. And they, end up having to leave, in a rush and shit. And it was, and once they got in the car, that's when shit like completely just went, downhill. Dougie ends up telling him, pretty much like, I'm tired of you and this good guy act. You know you're not that type of guy. Like, doesn't it get exhausting? Like, come on now, like, just fuck. And Asher then makes a statement about his recently deceased wife, and then that shit sends Dougie, like, that struck a nerve with Dougie. So they drove the rest of the way to Asher's home in silence, and he's just being short with Asher as he's getting out of the car. Then he like whispers under his breath like curse you, all this shit. Like it was a bad end, bad way to the end of the guy's night. um Then you got fucking Whitney over here, man. Oh my god, like, it's very just, it's so sad, man. Seeing her just trying, just aimlessly to be wanted in a certain environment that she has no business putting her nose in, and we really witnessed this and pure effect with a little art outing that she has with Kara, and you know, Whitney wants to be seen in a light without Asher. Show that she has a life outside of just being with Asher. So she has Dougie get one of his camera dudes to follow her around at the art outing or art function for like 2 hours while she's there and shit. And it's funny because he doesn't have a mic or whatever when he pulls up, so it's all just literally recording. There's no sound. She's like, it's all right, it's all right. We really just want to get me, being amongst the artists and talking and seeming like we're just connecting on a level, and it was just crazy because she's really just trying to engage in all these conversations, and you can tell everybody there at the whole function is just like, what the fuck, who is you, why are you here, who brought you, like, can you please get the fuck out of my face with this camera, man? Like, I feel weird. This feels awkward. Like, and she's just like trying her hardest, to start a conversation or, engage in one of their conversations and just making just bullshit statements like, oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, I love seeing you. You're such a great person. All this shit, and it's just, you can just tell it, like, it's just pure exhaustion in these people's face because they're like trying to be nice, given that she's Kara's friend, and it's really hard. It's really hard to, especially with Kara. Kara, you could tell, bro, at the last, like one of the very last scenes, Kara's face, you can tell she's exhausted. She's about done with Whitney, man. Like, oh my god. They were sitting there, on the couch, and she's talking with Kara, and Kara's just sitting there, not even really saying anything, and Whitney's like, goes like, say this, say that. I want you to really, seem like you're interested in this conversation as well with me, and I want the camera to make it. I want the camera to see that we are actually, conversating, enjoying our conversation amongst, artist to artist, and like, Kara's just looking at her like, bitch, you're not an artist. Like, I am just doing this shit for the cash. Like, why did I agree to this consultant thing? Like, oh my God, you're just, a pain in the ass. That's the expression that she had on her face. Kara had on her face by the end of this episode that they showed. And I feel like it really, the very last episode symbolized how just completely done Kara is with her, and not really, uh, just is this one-sided type of friendship. You can tell that. You can 100% tell that. It's just Whitney. It's not Whitney and Kara. It's Whitney and her just forcefulness of trying to obtain that, friendship and alliance and whatnot. And it's just like, well, you get your needy ass out of here. But they this last scene they showed the little the garbage man coming to pick up garbage at Kara's house, and the Indian statue was out there on the curb that Whitney brought, the previous episode to her house, and they're just, they're throwing it in the back of the garbage truck, watching it, and his camera just shows it's getting chunked up, broken up, and yeah, like I said, if that's not if showing Kara's face at the end and her expression wasn't enough, then that last scene was pure just the definition of done, wrapped up with Whitney. Kara's like um, you know at her wits end with the whole shit. So yeah, this episode was called Down and Dirty. I believe it should have been called Exhausting, but I'm trying, like it was a fucking shit show for both supporting characters, Kara and Dougie. So yeah, man, there you have it, guys. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Like and subscribe. Support the motherfucking corp. I will be back with some more videos here shortly. Oh yeah, I'm doing the top 5 worst movies. Yeah, almost crossed my mind, because how terrible they are. I hope you tune in for that one, because that one's gonna be it's gonna be nothing but just a shitload of bashfulness. I'm sorry to say. I'm gonna be that guy. Yeah, there you have it. Toodles.